happy midweek. It's another exciting episode of the Midweek Motivationals, and I wanted to say thank you, everyone who's been watching the video, everyone who's been inspired, everyone who's dared to take the chance to visit the zone of the unbiased introspective self analysis. That's what we've been talking about. That's what the topic has been in the last two videos of the midweek motivationals. So I'm just going to touch that topic again just a little bit tangentially today before actually moving on and speaking about the topic that I wanted to talk about today. So if you had the courage or if you've began the journey towards entering the zone of the unbiased introspective self-analysis, I call it visiting the UISA. If you had dared to step into that zone and have begun your journey towards asking yourself all of those pertinent questions regarding yourself. Hopefully, you're now exposing a lot of things about yourself that you never quite knew about yourself. The reality dawned on me when I started this journey and I started asking myself all of these pertinent questions that I was very far away from the path towards unleashing, awakening, and unleashing my victor. So, bottom line is that in this journey or through this process, bottom line is that it's about discovering who you are. And in the process of discovering who you are, you're asking yourself all of those questions. Get the book Awaken and Unleash Your Victor if you've not gotten it yet, to sort of like delve deeper into the topic of unbiased introspective self-analysis. And I'm just gonna just say briefly that everyone fundamentally seeks happiness. There's no one that I've ever met that does not want to be happy. But if your happiness stems from something that is outside of yourself, meaning something that you have to acquire, or something that you have to get, or something that is like for self gratification, you might want to take a minute to really begin to feel the void that exists within you. Because this is a conclusion that I've come to over a couple of years. I am beginning to realize that true and enduring happiness, the kind that propels you to succeed much more than you've ever done before, does not arise through seeking self gratification. It comes primarily through infusing happiness into the lives of others. So, to a large extent, you're not even benefiting yourself, you're benefiting others, but in the process, you're doubly blessed. And I hope in the process of being in the zone of the unbiased introspective self analysis that you're able to make strides and acknowledge your weaknesses and embrace your strengths and work on enlarging the scope of your strengths and honing that skill that you're wonderful at. Remember, not a single person in the universe, not one, is born without a talent. Everyone has their unique individual talents, and in visiting the UISA, you're called to awaken that talent, to begin honing it, as well as get rid of those weaknesses that's been inhibiting the blessings that should be coming to you and not another person. So I'm going to share something that happened to me during the week that I said I was going to share in this video, and I've had a pretty much hectic and exciting week. But last night I had a conversation with a young man when I was out in the field on the tracks running my kids' school. My husband and I will go out there in the evening sometimes and run on the tracks. And I met the coach. His name is Coach T, young man, probably in his 30s. And awesome young man. I'm going to tell you why I say that. He's someone who's usually seen helping the town, helping arrange coaching tournaments, helping arrange sports tournaments, helping kids thrive. He has his own kid. I get a kid that's probably like a little girl, 16 months or 17 months old, just newly married. We see him in church all the time, either carrying the kids. So he's someone that his life speaks to me. His life inspires me, even though I don't know him on a personal level. Just awesome young man from the little conclusions and judgments I've been able to garner from just observing and looking at him. So last night we were at the track, and then I had seen him as usual coaching kids, and we just started talking, and I asked him, how is it that he is just so giving and always extending himself towards like things that you don't get paid for. And he actually told me that those are the kind of things that actually make him happy, those kind of things that entail extending himself way beyond something that concerns him. And I was curious and I wanted to know how come. And he said something, just threw a couple of phrases out there, a quote that literally rocked my world. And this is what he said to me. He said to me, Ogre, I am a firm believer in this quote. He told me it was biblical, but I had to go back and do the research on the quote. So the quote is, preach the gospel at all times. Use words if necessary. I'm going to repeat it again because it's such a profound quote if you take the time to sort of like listen to the message in it. Preach the gospel at all times. Use words if necessary. And I was totally blown away by that quote. And I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, this man's life alone to me is a testament that he is a Christian, that he believes in God, in a higher power, because his life speaks volume about humility, selflessness, service, kindness, love. And he's never ever opened his mouth to tell me about Christ or the gospel. But I look at him and I see right there is a man that I want my kids to emulate. I mean, he's their coach, but his work ethics, his it's just amazing. So I wanted to share this quote with everyone because I oftentimes wonder, to what extent do our lives harmonize with our most noble thoughts? Most of the time, we have the most astonishing, astounding, positive, noble thoughts in our mind, but our actions go contrary to everything those thoughts stand for. And part of the awakening and unleashing journey, part of the process, is getting to the stage where you're able to have harmony or synchronicity of your thoughts, synchronicity of your actions, synchronicity of your words with your innermost thought. And look what I've observed. The moment you're able to strike a balance, you're able to harmonize your most noble thoughts, your most noble words with your most noble action, your life literally becomes a playing ground for miracles, literally. But our problem is most times we think those thoughts and we speak words contrary to those thoughts, or we speak words contrary to those thoughts and we have like the opposite thought in our mind. So it was a pretty fascinating quote. I researched the quote and I see that some people attributed the original quote to St. Francis of Assisi. I don't know if that is, there are kind of a different school of thought that says it was not his quote, but I'm not getting to the logistics of whose quote it is, or, the message is preach the gospel at all times, use words if necessary. I hope your week is unfolding fabulously. Mine is going great so far. I had a great an amazing trial yesterday that worked out wonderfully. I hope your week is going awesome. As usual, you know what to do. If you like the video, click the like button. If you have amazing insights that you want to share with us to educate everyone else who comes on to watch this video, who comes on, please share your insights, your comments, and your perspectives. It's really, really helpful. And I love hearing from you. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Okay? It's me, Ogorgeous. Take care. Bye.